So in a few weeks, I'm going to be going on a cruise. Now, Matt was invited, but he's unable to go. So I think he wanted to talk about sea monsters just to try to freak me out before I go on my cruise. Yeah, my friends, this week we're going to be talking about sea monsters. So I want you all to sit back and prepare because this is kind of creepy.
And I don't know if the Kraken can attack a cruise ship, but
I
we'll find
mean,
out.
maybe. Okay, might be able to. Cthulhu probably good. So when I was a little kid, I was obsessed with Bigfoot and Loch Ness monster. Like those were like the things I was probably like most obsessed with as a kid because you don't really know the paranormal stuff too much. But then I remember seeing the famous photo of the Hook Island sea monster, which I think we brought a photo of it. Um, and I realized we had creatures all around us too, like here in the states. And in fact, you and I don't live too far from the Great Lakes, and we have Champion, all that stuff. And this photo right here is supposed to be Ogopogo. I like and like I look at this and I can't explain what it actually is.
Yeah.
Like somebody took this pic, and I think the beauty of a lot of the things I brought today, and probably even some of the things, is they're not new, so they're not AI. Like we know they're not AI. So I think it's really interesting. The thing that I want to kind of get across for people to kind of understand is, and you probably know this, there's 71% of our planet is covered in water, and the water gets deep. So I started on average, it's around 2 miles deep, but like the Mariana Trench is 7 miles deep. You could fit Mount Everest inside that, and it would literally be covered in water. You wouldn't see the tip. So
That's
I
way
started
too
doing.
deep for the record. Just
I mean, it's bad, right?
that doesn't need to be that deep. You know,
Yeah. Well,
there's no
why
need
Jesus?
for it. Yeah.
Um, but my whole point is we have no idea what could be living down there. We literally do not know. So I started doing some research just to kind of like put some of this stuff up front before we get into the show. So the surface area of the ocean is 139 million square miles. We've only explored about now that's the surface area. That's just the surface area. We've only explored like less than 5% of that. We've used satellites and sonars to map the seafloor, but only 27% of that. And that's that. So that means over 70% we just don't know. Now, all that does is show us the terrain, but there's so much of it that we haven't explored that we don't know, that we can't even access. We can't get to it because we weren't meant to. Now, I say all this because I want to show how likely it is that there are creatures out there, you know, that we don't know about. And to say that convincing me of real mermaids, ones that look all like gross and scary and fishy, and like giant Cthulhu squids and sea serpents, to me, it's not that difficult of a thing to believe. In fact, we've over years, man, we've seen like they've caught creatures on. Whoa, we didn't know the squids this size existed. We didn't know. You know the bloop, right? You know what the bloop is, right?
Yeah.
And it's weird to listen to that because to us it doesn't sound like it's just like a weird noise, but to them they know exactly like this. No, this is a noise a creature makes underwater that travels, and there's no creature that we know of that could make this. So we don't know what's down there. We have no clue what is down there, and it's kind of like when we talk about Bigfoot and we're like, well, it's a little easier to believe in Bigfoot because there's so much dense forest and things like that, and we find new creatures all the time. So now imagine that underwater. So, yeah, you
Yeah.
know,
We actually watched a video yesterday where it took a variety of sea creatures, like all the way from like probably one of the smallest known fish up to a blue whale. And these were all known creatures. And it just like showed them in comparison to each other, and then like comparing them to a human, and then comparing them to an elephant. And oh my God, it's like the fact that it hadn't even gotten to the blue whale yet. And I was
yeah,
commenting, going, that's too big of an animal. Like, that shouldn't be that big. And then they got to the blue whale, and it's the largest known creature to exist
right.
that
No,
they have discovered. And I can't remember the size of it, but it was just insane. And they were comparing it to elephants, and they looked tiny by
Yeah, and
comparison.
it makes you, we talk about this, evolution and the fact that dinosaurs were here once, and yeah, okay. So we believe that a asteroid created sort of a nuclear winter and killed off. But what about anything that might have been trapped under the water that did survive through that? Like we literally don't know. Take a look at this next photo here. This is a freaking sturgeon, right? This is a sturgeon. This is an actual known fish. This isn't even the largest one that's been captured.
And it's a fairly
1980,
common one. We
I
actually
think
talked about it a while back too.
I think this one they said was like 9 or 10 feet. Back in 1987, they caught an 11-foot, 1,000-pound sturgeon. It was found. Well, they didn't catch it. They actually found it dead in Lake Washington. So, and to me, this is a river monster. Like if I was this isn't in the ocean. This is in a river. This is like in the United States. So, and that's just a fish. That's a fish. Like if I was swimming and that fish went by me, first I would think, why is there an alligator in a river in
Yeah.
the United States?
And the
I
water
can't
would be
imagine.
a few different colors at that point too.
And that sturgeon eats stuff, man. It ain't just eating seaweed. It'll eat live stuff. So that's just a sturgeon. That's to me, it's crazy. It's crazy. So I want to tell a real quick story. And I won't get too in depth, but I live in the suburbs of Cincinnati. And years ago, I mean, probably when I was in my early 20s, there's a river right by me, the Ohio River, as a matter of fact. It's right up the road from me. And it gets a little dirty in spots. So it's kind of a dirty river. um, but we were there. They over where I'm at, they do 4th of July celebration every year because there's Fort Hamilton days. It's whatever. So everybody goes down to the main area, but me and my buddies went down a little bit to one of the boat docking areas, and we parked there, and we were sitting that way. We were near the fireworks, but far enough away. There were 4 of us down there, and fireworks start going off, and they're going off right over the river, so stuff like falls into the river and stuff like that. And 2 of my buddies had kind of walked down, and myself and another friend were sitting there, and I looked down and I said, "Holy shit, what is that?" And he looks down, he sees it too. We yell for the other 2 and they come running, but by the time they got there, it was gone. I'm gonna tell you it was a snake, and the best I can tell you, and remember, I'm in Ohio. The head was roughly the size of a football, and it was just swimming through the top of the water like snakes do. And all I could think is maybe the fireworks landing in the water or something had attracted this thing. I wasn't alone. 2 of us saw it. So I don't know, man. I have no explanation. I just know that I saw. So Matt and I have been talking about it for a while. Matt's, you know, said a few times like, "Hey, we should do like sea monsters," and then I kind of brought it back up like, "Hey, we should do like sea monster episode." So that's what we decided to do today. And like always, we brought our clips. And have you ever experienced or seen anything in the water? Have you ever like had any?
Just like large fish. Like I knew that it was a fish, but again, way too big to be something that I was comfortable being around. And honestly, when you started telling your story just now, I honestly thought you were going to bring up the Ohio River mud mermaids.
No, no, never
Are
seen
you aware
anything
of
like
that?
that. I've heard stories having lived
Yeah.
around here, but I've
Okay.
never seen anything like that. I mean, for me, it's what I saw. There are explanations possible for it. It wasn't
Yeah.
like anaconda size. Like somebody could have had a pet.
Yeah. I mean,
No,
that's totally reasonable. Like
but it looked bigger than any
pets that
normal.
get released out into the wild, they kind of like, how they'd say
Well, they
that like
have
if you have
no.
a goldfish and you put it in a lake, it's going to grow as big as it wants and
They
as it
have
can.
no known predator. Like there's
Yeah.
no.
There's nothing to eat it.
But
So,
my question about that is like if it's I mean, we have snakes in this area. That's not uncommon. This was
yeah.
July as well. So like what does a snake like? I'm telling you, head the size of a football. It was huge. This thing was monstrous. It was, but like, where does it live and go, and how does nobody ever, And maybe it
Yeah.
didn't. Maybe it died because it just wasn't meant to be out there. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
But yeah, like I don't like being in like lakes and things like that and
where you can't see.
where I can't see the bottom.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Fun story with Matt. So
Stuff
one
like that.
time, we were in one of the lakes around here, and I was probably maybe 8 to 10 years old, and we're being pulled behind a boat on the inner tube, and I fall off as you do, and I'm in really really deep dark water. I can't see the bottom, and everyone's fear who has this is something brushes against your leg,
Oh yeah,
and it could have been a leaf.
probably
It
or a
could have
fish.
been a fish, a small fish. Unfortunately for me, it was not a small fish. It was a very, very large fish that had been near the surface when I fell. Um, but yeah, I actually saw it. I'm relatively sure it was a gar,
Yeah, I was
and
gonna ask if it
those
was a
get
gar.
pretty big,
They get big.
and they have teeth. So
Yeah, and they do. Luckily, most fish, especially in freshwater, they don't want anything to do with us, and it's going to
yeah,
try to swim away. You're way bigger than it,
yeah.
regardless of how big it gets, and they just don't like it. But they're scary looking fish, and as a
Hmm.
kid, yeah, it would be terrifying, So we did bring some stuff. I talked about Champy. I talked about Lake Champlain, and my first one actually comes from there, and this comes from 2022. We have a family that's out for the day, just out by the lake, and they're filming, and they catch the following on film. So let's take a look at this and see what we think. So already we see there's a massive wake out there. So something is creating that wake, and we can see like you see like little hump things here and there. It's almost like it's bobbing. So while nothing surfaces, no heads, no there's something long dragging out that wake.
Yeah.
So there have been many, many photos and videos of Lake Champlain. I think a few weeks back you brought one.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. Okay. So I'm looking at this. I have not seen this video before, for the record.
Ever really? This one's really
Yeah,
good.
I don't think I have. But that area where they're parking the boat, there's not wake from other boats right there. I mean, you can
Right, and
see the
that's not
ripples of the
well.
lake. So, I mean, that
We don't
that
just
is
see that.
something
There's something
else.
in front of it that isn't the way. That dark spot is not water.
Yeah,
That is, but like,
that's crazy. And the fact that it sinks, it goes back under the water.
yep. And the fact that they're not okay. You can see how far it is from them, but they see it physically with their eyes. That's why
Yeah,
they zoom in. They weren't there filming that. They were there filming their kids, just doing what kids
yeah.
do.
Making
Yeah,
making
so
memories out on the lake.
I also want to be clear, Matt, you talked about boat wake. So wake will come off the sides of things. So
Yeah,
this thing is moving towards the shore and the wake's going backwards. It's not waves coming in from a boat, like Matt said.
yeah.
This is something swimming towards shore. And
It's creating its own wake.
that's a very important thing. There have been photos s- reportedly of Champ on shore.
Yeah,
Like people have taken photos of this creature supposedly on shore, meaning it's either amphibious or like it's not just aquatic. It can
yeah,
actually go on shore. I've heard the same thing about Loch Ness, by the way,
yeah,
that people have seen it on shore. And Lake Champlain, the creature in Lake Champlain gets compared to Loch Ness a lot.
yeah. Yeah,
So the
and you hear that about pretty much any of these like lake creatures primarily. I don't think you hear too many about like sea creatures coming up on land, but like lake ones that are more, I guess, freshwater.
freshwater, yeah.
There's a lot of them that do tend to have reports of them being on land, and their legs not necessarily being flippers like everybody would assume. They're just really good at swimming.
Now
So yeah,
I don't know. I'm not good at the like. I couldn't tell you what type of fish are common in this area. So we just saw like a 9 foot, and we've heard about an 11 foot long sturgeon. Are there sturgeon in this lake? I don't know. Probably. I really don't know. I've seen some giant bass before too. And do fish occasionally swim with their back up against the surface of the? Yes. I don't see any fins, no dorsals or anything. I don't think sturgeons have dorsals though, do they? I really don't know.
the a little bit of one. Yeah, it's
So
not
could this
super prominent, but yeah, it has one.
I've seen some giant catfish do now catfish tend to stay at the bottom. They don't usually come up for a whole lot of reason. Could this be a fish, a very large fish swimming? Yeah. But like I said, that's still a sea creature to me. I mean, if it's that big, that's still an anomaly that we are not,
Yeah.
you
So
know.
I'm currently looking it up. Lake Champlain Maritime.
Native, like
The
native.
common fishes of Lake Champlain. It's a 62-page document. I will not be able to read through all of that, but there are various eels that are in
Oh,
there.
interesting.
Yeah. See,
That would be a big
common.
eel, but it does kind of move like what you would expect.
Yeah. There's bass, trout, landlocked salmon are in there. Walleye, which are fairly big, but they're not this big. Pike, yellow perch, trout, different types of trout than the other ones. But yeah, there's various species of catfish, which can get rather large, but
Yeah.
not that big.
And like I said, catfish don't tend to come to the surface.
Yeah, they tend to stay at the bottom and eat whatever they can find. But yeah, there are good sized fish, but when I say good sized fish, it's like good sized fish by fishing standards.
So let me ask you a quick
Nothing
question
that
about
big.
this.
Yeah.
So I googled something too. So when we look at this from the far off shot, and we are not experts, that looks pretty big. Like how big would you say that looks?
Yeah, like size comparison,
Yeah.
I'm going to compare it to the boat that's in the foreground.
So
And if it's about the same size as the boat in the foreground, that means it's way bigger than the boat.
so the American eel can get to typically 2 to 3.5 feet in length. Females can reach 6 feet in length. So
Interesting.
could it be a really large eel? That's
mean,
just bigger than what we're. It could.
It
Totally
could be.
So it could be an eel that's just larger than what we typically would see. Because there's always anomalies, you know. There's
Yeah.
a real famous, real famous photo, and I've heard like from back in like, oh god, it's like the 50s or the 60s, but it was like an overhead shot of like in the Amazon where there's a picture of an anaconda that
Yeah.
is like 50 feet, and like
That's one that I actually wanted to talk to you about at some point in time. Because there's a story of the helicopter that flew over it. It actually lunged at the helicopter.
so that's insane.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is I've heard wildlife experts have looked at it and talked about it. Now, do we typically see like 50-foot anacondas we're not finding, but doesn't mean that they don't exist and we just don't see them that often because they don't typically get that big.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, I mean, here's a messed up theory. What if the anacondas we have been seeing are just juveniles, and
Yeah,
something
who
ends
knows?
up taking them out before they
I don't
make it
like to think
full
about
grown?
that because that seems like
It's-
a horror. But you know,
Yeah, you
anacondas
can
have
keep them
built-
in the Amazon to just let John Voight go to try and find them with Ice Cube and Jennifer Lopez.
spit back out and or
Yeah,
Paul Rudd Jack
wink
Black
at
now.
you a little bit.
It's a terrifying thing because anacondas have killed people,
Mm-hmm.
and what a horrible way to go.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my first clip. You guys can let us know your thoughts on it. I think they get a little better from here. But Matt, what do you got for your first clip for us today?
So I have a clip that actually inspired a whole YouTube channel. Apparently, I don't know if it's this specific clip.
And that channel is kind of creepy.
Actually, the channel that this person posted it on was originally, she goes by Leftovers for Dinner, is the original video that what we're going to be watching. And after she posted this, and it's in the description of this specific video, she says, first off, I'm not a cryptozoologist or someone that goes out looking for the paranormal/unknown. Seriously, go check my channel. It's full of craft videos of my dogs. But while hiking with my dogs in First Landing State Park in Virginia Beach, we went along one of the less popular trails near the brackish marshland. I was practicing with my new Canon STM lenses. Now, you and I have talked in the past about how we like details where they give you exactly where they were, what they were filming with, things like that. Like this right here is, to me, lending more of the credibility to what we're about to see. And she noticed something struggling to swim up current. So Then the update on this video, she says, update, this video is now a couple of years old, but it sparked an interest in the weird. So go check out my new podcast, Creep Geeks. So we'll go ahead and throw their info
Nice.
up on there. And they
Check
do
that
a
out.
podcast about cryptids, aliens, and it's kind
Paranormal,
of similar
weird,
to what
sounds
we
like
do.
us. Yeah.
So yeah, came across this video.
We'll have to get in touch. That'd be, yeah.
Yeah. This video was originally posted January 25th of 2015. So again, pre-AI, pre all that. But this is what she managed to film. So, unidentified creature trapped floating in the tide at First Landing State Park. And we have more than just photos. So you see the water is actually going out and it is swimming up towards the current. It's swimming up current. And I would like to hear them too, because I have no idea what this could be.
I have a weird theory, and I would don't shush me.
I didn't. No, that wasn't me. That was the video.
I know it wasn't you. She did it right when I started talking, though. I was like, I haven't. It's a little harder to tell because when it goes under. So I actually wonder if it's not, and I don't know the area. I don't know the indigenous creatures or critters. I almost wonder if that's not some kind of a log or brush or something, and something is pulling it. Beaver, something along those lines. If you catch what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like is swimming with it. Because when I first saw it in the photo, I was like, well, it just looks like a log. And then thank God there was video.
Yeah.
Because I don't see, she says cryptid like fish. I almost think there's something under it pushing it, swimming with it.
And that's,
but I don't know.
Yeah, that's
and
entirely possible.
I wasn't there to witness it firsthand. It doesn't,
with it being as close to the surface as it is, like you would see the top of the tail if it was a fish. You would see, more fins. You would see things like that. But the fact that it almost looks like it's like almost like stingray shaped, if that makes any sense. Like you'll see like some little darker area around it underneath the water.
There is something weird that I want to point out though. When you see it, sometimes there are what look like multiple wakes, almost like a lot of fish. A school almost like having it. And something's dragging it and they're chasing it. I don't really know. What I will say is, regardless, I think it's awesome that it spurred an interest and created a whole channel and podcast out of it. And I would love to talk to her and see, what people see with their physical eyes sometimes is stuff we don't necessarily see ourselves. So she might have seen something.
Yeah, and different. I was even looking for like, telltale signs of a fishing line, of something being dragged up current because they caught it fishing and all that, but I don't even see that.
You sometimes grab something and it's covered in all kinds of crud.
Yeah. But you would see like a line, no matter where it's at, like going directly towards it, you would see a little bit of a line in the water as it's tugging, especially when it's up on the surface.
Probably,
like that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But she would almost definitely see a person nearby with the pole because it's coming towards her. It's not like going to the right or left of her. The only thing that gives me pause about it being something swimming with it under is it actually submerges.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Again, I could see a beaver swimming with us, and maybe we're at its angle, we just can't see it, but I don't see like tail. I don't know. It's just sort of feels like, to me, it feels like that doesn't look like a creature to me. It looks like that is being pulled by something, and what is pulling it, that I couldn't say.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah. But, it is very strange that it goes underwater, and apparently from what she was saying, it would duck down under the water whenever she was, she would take a photo and like the flash would go off or something. It would make a camera noise and it would go under the water. So she put it on video and just started filming that way. So
it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. Well, we did this last week. It's funny is Matt brought one last week and he wasn't even going to bring it because he pretty much did debunk it before he even brought it, but he wanted to bring that. And then I brought a clip last week. Where as we were watching it live on the show, I'm like, wait a minute. Like, I didn't catch it till we were watching it. And now I showed it to a friend of mine yesterday, and I was like, pay attention to this. He's like, oh, God, he didn't see it till I pointed out. He did, however, see the walk like an Egyptian Sasquatch as soon as I said it, because he sees that kind of stuff too. We see weird patterns. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go watch our doll episode from last week, because we get a whole weird discussion about it. But so we're just looking for possibilities. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm saying that's what I kind of looks like to me, but I wasn't there. I didn't see it, so I could be way off. I still have no explanation for what it is. You're muted.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's being dragged, I couldn't tell you what it's being dragged by, because I didn't see anything. I didn't see the tail of a beaver. I didn't see fish, like Matt said. Now, from a distance, fish biting up on stuff, sometimes you don't see them, but something was pulling it forward. And interesting.
Yeah.
Which is I'm about to do something similar with my next one, but what I want to do is I don't want to say anything until you watch it. And as I was watching it, because this happens a lot, guys, as we're creating the clips or putting the clips together, we have to watch it several times, and we start noticing things. So this next one comes from Perth, the Indian Ocean. This guy's out on a small boat, very small boat, and he's kind of just cruising around, and he sees a figure out in the distance moving around. He said in the water at first, but I don't know. Anyway, he starts to film, and to him, to some, to a lot, to even me, this looks like a humanoid figure walking on top of the water. So I want you to take a look and watch this, and I want you to give me your thoughts before I tell you my thoughts. So first we see it, and now watch. As we zoom, you're going to see it walk, arms swinging, swaying, and kind of a bobbing, walking.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yes. With the arrow. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you see the walking, or looks like a humanoid walking across the water. What are your thoughts on this? Because as I watched it, I have my own thoughts.
I think he's going to teach people how to feed themselves with
with fish and
loaves. With fish and loaves of water. Loaves of water, yeah. Loaves of bread.
I am quite the skeptic on this show, haven't I? Because I have a theory.
You have. But I kind of have a little bit of a theory as well.
I want to hear yours.
Except, given
I don't think it's moving across the water at all. I think that is a optical illusion because of the waves.
Yeah. No, that wasn't even where I was going with it.
What's your theory? I want to hear yours and see if we have the same one just watching it.
My theory is it is possibly a capsized boat or a buoy of some sort.
I think it's a buoy. I think it's a buoy. I think it's a buoy with seaweed or something, and that's why right there.
Yeah, the dip down and the pop back up.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's.
I mean, it looks like a person wearing like a cloak of some sort,
and it does look like an arm swinging out. But I just think
that's just a piece of seaweed. Maybe
I think it's like a buoy or something with seaweed or something over it, or something along those lines. Like Matt said, maybe a boat or something. I think there's something out there bobbing around, and I don't think it's moving. I think that we think it's moving because his boat is going one direction, the waves are going the opposite, which is giving us a sort of an optical illusion that it's moving. But really, if you watch it, it doesn't look like just it, not the waves.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like it's moving.
It's definitely stationary out there, whatever it is. But no, I was going to say there's another possibility that it could be the fin of an orca, which tend to be about 6 feet long, if I remember right. Like they're pretty good size. And I know you're thinking, I've seen Free Willy. They don't even stand up straight. In the wild, their fin stays up. Whenever they're in captivity, the fin droops over.
But I get what you're saying.
I wasn't speaking to you. I was thinking of the viewer right now. Sad whales get all droopy finned.
So here's the only thing I would say against the fin thing and why I say seaweed straight. If you look down to the bottom right there, you'll see through it for a second. There's
There's like a little gap, like it's dragging something.
which is also why I also don't think any kind of humanoid, because I think if there was seaweed or an old nasty tarp that got caught up on something, we could see a hole in there. See,
Yeah.
and that stop what looks here like a dude in a robe. As soon as that, I don't know what that last little bit got stayed clipped on. It's my fault.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What looks like a robe suddenly doesn't for that half second where we see the like clip in the back. So
Yeah.
if you saw this though from a distance and it to your brain, it does. I mean, at first it does look like something walking.
Yeah, it's definitely a pareidolia type situation.
I think so too.
Is what this is.
I don't think it's paranormal.
But
it's,
again,
I think it's creepy and eerie. And at sunset, if I saw this, I'd be like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
Especially if to him it's about the size of what a person would be at that. But a buoy is about that size.
Yeah. Also, that's a really, really long walk to have to make across the water if you're going to do that. Like, the Indian Ocean isn't exactly small, so.
Right? It's that.
But I could understand wanting to leave Australia with all the craziness that they have there. So,
a couple of things that lead me to it, that you and I both noticed, that initial bob lean to the side that is very buoy like, and then there's like almost a round base around it, which is also very buoy like. So I suspect it's something along those lines. You would think you would know if buoys are out there normally, but maybe it's a buoy that broke loose. Like, I literally don't know, but I think it's something that I think is pareidolia. I think it looks like what we would expect it to look like, and so our brain goes to that. But I thought it was interesting, and when I first saw it, I'm like, "Oh, it does look like a figure walking." But then the more I watched it, the more I was like,
yeah,
I don't think it is." So there you go, guys. You can let us know, though. I mean, if you think we're just completely wrong.
Yeah.
But I wonder sometimes. Let us know in the comments, because I have a question. Like, when you watch these videos, and sometimes we'll show it to you, and then we'll give you our theory. Do you start off going, "Oh my God, I see a person walking," and then as we say it, are you like, "Oh," like, have we ever seen it, and then we've made you see what, like, "Oh, I think they might be right," or do you just think we're full of shit? And I want to be clear, we're not geniuses. Again, we just watch these clips so many times in a row that we start picking up stuff. Like, you watch something once or twice, you might not see it, but after the 11th, 12th time, you're like,
which is partly why we play them on a loop whenever we're on here, is because we want to see if we catch something on a repeat. So,
and our last video, the doll one, the haunt, we did get quite a few comments. So thank you guys for leaving the comments. It's always great to
and some new subscribers too. So shout out to everybody who joined recently.
Yeah.
Apparently, me getting terrified halfway through the episode is a good booster.
Yeah,
so
if you haven't watched that one, you need to go watch my video with the under the bed, and Matt's reaction is pretty priceless.
Yep.
What's funny, because I didn't get to see you do that during the show, so I got to.
Yeah, I realized how scared I was during the edit, and so we'll kind of pull the curtain back a little bit. Whenever I'm editing, I have isolated tracks in my headphones, so I can adjust the volume of Jay, I can adjust my own volume, I can adjust the volume of the clip, and at that point in time, I had turned the volume of the clip down and heard my very visceral reaction of no, and I had this, like, I was genuinely scared by that video, so I was like, yeah, okay, this is too good not to share out with the world of how Jay traumatized me. So, but the best part is, if you go back and watch that, which you should if you haven't watched it yet, the look of glee on Jay's face as I am being scared is just, we're friends, but I was questioning it for a minute.
All I got was facial react. Like, that's why I said I didn't get to experience that all. Like he said, it's the isolated track when he did the like the Matt's reaction, and he put it up on full screen, and I got to see it, because when we're recording and the videos, I mean, he's very small on my screen. I can see him. So I watched you react. I got to see your reaction, but I didn't get to see your reaction. So oh no, I like the torment. That's fun.
Yeah.
So you got another clip for us, Matt? You got another one for us?
All right. So my next clip comes from the island nation of Puerto Rico. There was a group of friends that went on vacation out of state and went river rafting. This is actually a fairly well-known clip. This was filmed on the Isabella River in Puerto Rico by Morales Debbie, or Debbie Morales. I've seen it both ways on various videos. But they're going down a river. They're going through some tunnels, just filming the experience, and turns around and this is what she films. I have heard a couple of things.
Drowning.
One is that there was a potential drowning, not at that time, but that might be the spirit of somebody who had drowned.
Yeah.
But primarily, what I've been hearing and the actual news reports, which I actually got this from the Sun UK, which, again, I don't know the validity of that news outlet all that well, but they shared this video, and they are claiming that it is a human-like creature, potentially a mermaid. Now, I have more. This is the main clip everybody has seen right here.
Yeah.
With the audio. I kind of cut it down because there's
There's a
and
couple of
hollering.
things that don't make sense to me in the full video. Well,
Why she got a broom? I don't know.
In the full-length video, it goes from not full screen to when she goes in the tunnel, it does go to full screen. The other thing is the tunnel doesn't look that shape, and it might not be on one end. It's round where she goes in, and then when they come out, it's that. And I don't see the back. So go to the full. So when they go in the tunnel, I can see the light coming through all the way.
Yeah.
But I can't when they come out of the tunnel. So let's watch this. Now, what you're telling me is it might be two different versions of the same clip, so that could explain the blur on top.
Yeah, this one
okay,
is.
I lied.
Yeah, it's a longer video.
I was wrong. Okay, I'm mistaken. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, I was trying to find the
like a round
original,
light, but I think
source.
the light.
Yeah,
I think the round light that I'm seeing, you can't see the end of the tunnel till she actually gets inside of it. So okay, it must be a slight bend in it. We can't see. All right. So what you're saying though is you think that longer clip, this is more of the original. There it is. That's weird.
Yeah.
Like, why did they? I'm wondering why that is, but it's clearly the same people. Same. So okay. All right. Cool.
But yeah, like I said, why does she have a broom? Don't know. She's carrying a broom for some reason.
Hold up. She has a broom. He has a toilet bowl cleaner. They must be doing something goofy. If you go to the long clip before
they're going into sewers, maybe, I don't know.
Right, but it's probably some sort of game they're playing. So this one's always kind of freaked me out. Well, first of all, if it were me and I turned around and saw that, oh my God.
I wouldn't be in the water anymore.
And comes the question, did she even notice it
while
she was filming?
Yeah, so from what I had heard, she noticed it afterwards.
See him. Look, he's got like a toilet bowl.
Oh, he does. What the hell?
I don't know. Maybe they're using it as things to push off of sides and stuff.
Because when I clean the tunnel while you're going through it.
No. Seriously, maybe they've done this a bunch. And I went tubing years ago, and we realized real quickly, like I got up by the shore and grabbed a branch because you need something to push yourself off sometimes. And they might know this, and they're like, "Well, grab something," Yeah. And literally, it could be what they're doing.
Yeah. So,
for whatever reason, it might be something they already had with them.
Yeah. So, like I said, I found a couple versions of this, and it's been shared all over the place in various compilations. Some compilation videos will tell you it's the spirit of a drowning victim. Some people will say that it's a mermaid type creature. And then I came across this comment that I thought was kind of interesting. So she says, in the Caribbean, we have legends of mermaids/sirens that live in the rivers. In Puerto Rico, they're called Icaya. I'm pronouncing that the best I can. But yeah, like apparently in Puerto Rico, they have folklore, at least, of mermaids that live in the rivers. So I mean, it's kind of not unheard of.
We said a long time ago, not a long time ago, a few weeks back, we actually brought this up. people online will post a video and then make up their own backstory as to whether, whether that's believable or not. So it's Matt and I try our hardest to find originals or multiple sources.
Yeah.
So somebody could have easily said like, oh, somebody drowned and this is their spirit. But if the predominant theory is no one knows that anybody drowned right here, you would think that the news reports would know if somebody drowned there.
And there would probably be a lot more safety measures for people who do this exact thing of going down this river in tubes. And it looked like they had guides there with them to do that. So
what's interesting is it, for just a second, it looks almost like it's walking towards her underwater. It's very weird. And I'm sure that's just, and again, this could be nothing. It could be something under the water that pareidolia makes us think it's.
Yeah.
But this one's always kind of gave me the heebies. And I can tell you if I was the one cruising down there and I saw it or even saw it after the fact, I'd be like, nah, we're done.
Yeah. I wouldn't need to go back there ever again. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen that one before and it's always kind of given me the creeps and
and honestly, when you brought up this topic, this was one of them. I was like, I want to bring this one and talk about it a little bit more because it's a fairly old clip. Like this one, the news article that I found on it was posted August 15th of 2018. So
I want to do a whole episode.
For a while.
I think we will somewhere down the road on mermaids and sirens because I almost brought a video that kind of freaks me out. And I want to be clear, if I believe in mermaids or sirens, if they ain't Ariel,
they're more like that Gimlin guy we showed.
Yeah,
we'll pop that dude up on screen again.
You wouldn't live underwater and look like it would be. Yeah.
There's no hot mermaids.
No. Well, and if you think they're hot, you
got some issues.
You got problems. So. I have one more clip. He's an ambassador with a nitty girl.
Kind of creepy. So
I have one more clip, and I want to be very clear. There's a lot of when we do the mermaid thing, we are going to. So a couple of years ago, was it Discovery Channel? One of those channels did a mermaid documentary, and it was all fake. But
with like the hand slapping on the side of the submarine,
and you see so many clips out of that, and it's like, no, this is from the dead body on the shoreline, the one that's on the rock that jumps in the water. Those are all from that. So you guys got to be real careful. They let you know it was fake right up front. There was a scroll across the front. It was like a theory of what would have happened if some creatures would have evolved into the ocean, and it was a really cool thing. But yeah, all that hand that slaps against the window, all of that. Matt's right. If you see those aren't real.
No.
I'm pretty sure the one that gets caught in the net and they cut it open, that's all from that fake doc. Anyway, yeah, I brought one more clip. And this one's interesting to me, and I'll give you the info we have, and then I'll tell you a few things, and then I will debunk a couple of the debunks. So this one comes from 2023. Yeah, exactly that. This one comes from 2023. What we've been told, and this video is everywhere. In fact, not only can you find it on all sorts of sources in multiple languages, news outlets, all kinds of stuff played this. This comes from 2023. From what we've been told, it's a camera aboard a deep sea survey prospecting platform. This is not time lapse, but those cameras that catch, like, I guess kind of time lapsey, but what
like
I mean.
A trail camera, but underwater.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
So I will say the following of this. I found the best version of it I could, which is pretty good. I do not know if the audio is legit or added after the fact. I cannot speak on that. I kind of suspect it is added after the fact. A few people. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to see a mosasaur, and it's going to look a lot like a mosasaur. A lot of people were like, that's weird. It looks just like the one in Jurassic World. And then there were people that said, it is the one in Jurassic World. It isn't. This clip, it's been looked into. This clip is not from any Jurassic World movie. It's not any part of them, and doesn't appear to be from any film. No one can actually attribute it to a film. It would make sense if the one in Jurassic World looked like it if they tried to model it after what a mosasaur looks like. Let's watch this clip, and you tell me what you think swam past this. really telling is the tail.
Mm-hmm.
Could have tried to explain it off multiple things had it not been for that tail.
Yeah, the tail gives it away. Yeah, that's a crocodile.
You think it's a crocodile?
That's what I think it's a crocodile.
Deep sea?
So
I don't.
I'm kind of going back to the Nessie videos, like the Nessies in the tank.
The head does not look.
So there are saltwater crocodiles. Now, if it's deep sea, it wouldn't be that much light.
There's no feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crocodiles have feet.
Yeah.
You said you thought it was a crocodile.
I'm looking at the tail, which is what you said. The telltale sign is the tail.
Oh, I thought you were saying you think what's swimming past the camera is a crocodile.
I am.
Why do you think it's a crocodile? Like, it doesn't have any feet.
Yeah, but
this is years old.
How many years old? You said 2023?
2023, yeah.
Yeah.
So the AI boom didn't start in 2023.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, the head looks reptile-like, at least. But yeah, the fins is the only thing that really kind of throws it off for me. But the ridges on the tail
the ridges
makes
on
it
the
resemble
tail are, if you look like what a
Mososaurus
looks like, though, what they speculate that looks like. So okay, that's fair. That's fair. It's a fair. I don't think this has been around for a while, and I don't think it's. And all of them. I mean, if you go looking for this video, you're gonna find this video a bunch, and it's not. Like the AI kick is a little different, and I don't think this is AI.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of eat my words a little bit, kind of. Like, I don't know if it's 100% a real creature that was filmed.
Oh, yeah, I don't know either.
But looking at what at least the Jurassic World toys look like and other depictions, that tail is like almost identical.
Which is why people said it looks just like the one in Jurassic World. I'm like, right, Jurassic World does play with some of the dinosaurs and definitely changes the sizes of a lot of them.
Yeah.
But they still try to model them to look like as close to what they think they can get them So here's what I'll say. So one guy had a whole video on this, and he's like, is it real or fake? And he goes in this whole thing and he says fake, and I was like, oh, he has some evidence. He said 100%. He says in his video 100% absolutely fake, and I'm like, oh, cool. Well, what's his evidence?
Yeah, what's your proof here?
Didn't have any, much as what you and I complained about. He had no evidence. What he said actually cracks me up. He said, this is literally part of his evidence. He said, first of all, deep sea, it's too bright to be deep sea. We wouldn't, now follow me on this, we wouldn't see that much light unless it's close to the surface. He goes, also Mososaurus didn't swim in the deep sea. They swam close to the surface. I'm like, well, to me, you just shot yourself in the foot. It's a deep sea prospecting platform.
Yeah.
No one said how far down the camera was. The platform's going to be all the way up to the surface. And if you're saying this looks like it's close to the surface and Mososaurus swam closer to the surface, those two things would make sense.
So you know how I like to do my research while we're on things. All right. So I'm looking at the numbers at the bottom of the screen right there. Right there in the middle.
Legit or not.
DPT. What? True. No idea if they're real or not.
Yeah.
But if that is the case, that DPT could be 150 feet down or 155 or 155 meters or whatever. I think that might be at depth, which is still 155 feet is not super far down, but something that size, Also, those are some brave, smaller fish. They're just hanging out in the air around whatever that is. So.
It's not uncommon. You see fish swimming next to sharks all the time.
That's true.
I'm curious. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not saying I 100% believe this is real. I don't mean, I'm not saying that. I don't know. It's one of those.
If it's real, it's very well filmed.
It's almost one of those. Well, that's just it. That's where everybody's having their problems. That's why everybody's saying it's from a movie, except no one has been able to link it to an actual movie.
Yeah.
Now, could it be test footage or something that got out? It could, but why wouldn't they have said that? This has literally been on news outlets. You guys, I'm sorry, I'm looking. You see me typing. It's because I'm looking something up to see something interesting.
Yeah. What did you just look up? Because I just looked up something that's also interesting.
Poseidon 7 deep sea survey.
That's exactly what I looked up. Poseidon 7, but I looked up just Poseidon 7. It is a type of automated closed circuit rebreather. So it's a scuba tank, is what that is on there. So theoretically,
I'm seeing a weird link here that's making me I can't say that. Poseidon 7 is a deep sea survey prospecting platform situated in the East Pacific Ocean, located in southwest of a group of large unnamed seamounts. It is identified in specific, often fictional or specialized industry records as a facility focused on deep sea exploration and geological survey activities. It is mentioned within Jurassicpedia, not Jurassic Park, in the context of deep sea survey operations. So there is some weird links, but it says often fictional, but not always fictional. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. Is it real, or is this something just made up for? So in Jurassicpedia, it says, now remember, this is Jurassicpedia, so it's like the Wikipedia of Jurassic Park.
yeah.
Poseidon 7 is a deep sea surveying prospecting platform in the East Pacific Ocean, located southwest of a group of unnamed large sea. So I actually think this might have something to do with Jurassic World or Jurassic Park.
Okay.
And now I'm wondering if they did like
viral marketing.
Yeah, or something along those lines. Yeah. And that this is not, if this is in fact something to do with Jurassic Park, especially since I should have looked that up ahead of time. I actually just didn't really notice that it said that up there.
Well, okay.
We're going to take a short break.
We're going to take a short break. Yeah, we're going to do that. Yeah, hang on.
Let's see if we can find this. Okay, we're back. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a link in our show notes.
Yep.
This is fake. We just debunked it on our own show. What Matt and I said was accurate. When I said, like, it hasn't been linked to a movie, and we were wondering, and you said something about it is promotional. This was a promotional. This was not in the film. Yep. This was a social media Jurassic World promotional 2022, which would explain why 2023 is what people are claiming. This was a promotional social media thing that they released for the film.
And it is, I'm looking further into the article that we found on USA Today, by the way. It says that the video advertises a fictitious dinosaur tracking website created by the company. So
there you go, man.
Even more. Yeah. Interesting.
I want to be very clear that I said right from the beginning, I'm not saying this is real. It's too good to be real.
Correct.
But I knew it wasn't a alligator. I knew it is clearly a mosasaur, and people were correct that it is attributed to Jurassic World.
What
but
they
not
intended
the
it to be.
So that's where everybody was getting thrown off when they go searching. They can't find this in any of the films because it's not in any of the films. So that's really cool. We will add the link into the show notes where you can read about this and actually take you to the article and whatnot. But yeah, it's fake.
Yeah.
Hey,
it happens. Happens from time to time.
I knew, like, I wanted, it's one of those where I watch it, I'm like, I would love for this to be real, but I don't think it is real. It's just too good to be true kind of thing. But
yeah,
I also couldn't find anything to state that it wasn't. I don't know why I didn't think to, well, when I watched the video, I didn't really pay attention to the Poseidon 7 thing until just now. And so that's actually how we tracked this down. We didn't track it down. So one of the things I like to do when we are kind of getting a little pull back of the curtain, when Matt and I are doing videos and we're researching clips and I'm trying to find information, I will take the clearest screenshot that I can get, and I will do reverse image searches. So finding this was easy. I found it all over the place. Like I said, news outlets. It was in multiple languages, all saying that it was a dinosaur captured on film. None of them mentioned that clip, which is interesting from the social media, the viral campaign. Yeah. So that's what it was. It was viral video of them. What you said, it was like a fake tracking thing they did.
Yeah, it was a fake tracking thing, and when you click on it, the link that's in the article actually directs you to Jurassic World Rebirth, the official website for that one. So,
you got
which
me.
Is probably just updated on that.
Universal, you freaking got me, is what you did. I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan. I collect actually quite a bit of Jurassic Park and Jurassic Park 2 and Jurassic Park 3 memorabilia, but not so much. Jurassic World's a decent movie, but I don't know that. So I would have known if this was from the first 3 films pretty quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got me. So there you go. We debunked one of our own right up on screen. But I did debunk one of the debunkers because he was absolutely wrong. It's funny, in his video, he never mentioned the Jurassic World thing.
It's almost like he might have been a part of it.
Or
I don't know. I tried to be dramatic and drink from my coffee.
This whole thing was just, again, one thing that we get really irritated at on this, we've talked about it many times, is people go, it's fake. And I say it's fake. That's why it's fake. What's your sources? My sources, trust me, bro. We get irritated by that. We try not to claim anything is fake, just outright,
unless it's very, very obvious.
Except for Rosita the Walking Doll, because Matt 100% brought proof that it was fake. It was the same freaking doll. This girl has just messed with people for years and now doesn't want to admit it. But like
50 years she's done that.
Doll on the last episode that I brought, the last one, I think it's fake. I think there was a string pulled in, and I think there's enough evidence of it, but without concrete, I can't say that for sure. But this one's fake. We know that it is now. So it was not fake. It was a real video. It just isn't real. If you catch my drift. Right. Anyway, guys, yeah, cool. I got debunked on my own, which is awesome, because I was like, this can't be real. Like, but I tried. I was like, this can't be real. I knew it couldn't be real. Like, it felt too. Like, I don't want it to be real. I don't want giant Mososaurus.
Yeah, again, you're about to go on a cruise, man.
Well, I kind of.
What happens then?
To be real, well, alive. I guess they were real. We are going to do an episode. We've talked about it several times about dinosaurs, about people catching dinosaurs. The first one I'm going to debunk, and we will not show it, are the little baby Brachiosaurus or whatever running across. It's actually just.
It's not a goblin. It's a skunk.
It's just a reverse. They weren't skunks. They were
Quaddies, I think is what they were.
Yeah, and somebody reversed it, and it does sort of look like it, but yeah, that would cry. We'll show it. We'll probably show it on that episode just to laugh at it. But appreciate all you guys. Always, as is always the case, we love that we have you guys here, and we want to encourage you to get involved a little bit. There are several ways you can help the show out and get involved with the show. You can leave comments on any one of our videos, and you should. You should leave comments. Call us out. Tell us what you think is real, what you think is fake, and tell us clips that you think we should watch. If you have a preference, if there's a certain kind of episode you would like us to do, let us know. Yeah. You can always email us too, and if you want a story on the show or you want to send us a clip or something, email is a really good way to do that. If you have a personal story, we would love to do a personal story episode, but we don't get enough personal stories to do that. We would need 3 or 4 easily. But if you have a personal ghost story you would like us to read on the show, to share on the show, please send it in to our email, and we'll try to put something together. That would always be great. You can follow us on the social medias. There you go. If you can see those down below. I would say Facebook, is, besides here on YouTube, is our most active. We have a group over there, and we post fun stuff from time to time. So you should go over and check that out. Things that would really help the show, there's down below, you'll see a button that kind of looks like a thumb. If you hit that, that means you like us, and we like when people like us, and we like you. So yay. And you can always share the show with your friends by clicking the share button. That also helps. All of that helps the algorithms on YouTube, which helps us get seen a little bit more. The last thing we really like to share each week, it's very important to us, and Matt has already looked it up today. So, Matt, can you tell us what we're all wondering?
Yes, Bob Gimlin is alive and well, as of the recording of this episode.
Bob Gimlin is still with us.
Yeah.
Still talking about Bigfoot, just like us. There you go. Yeah, guys. I don't know. It's been awesome. It's been a lot of fun. I like doing the. You've got a thought.
Yeah. There's one other thing that everybody needs to do.
There's one other thing. Yeah. Oh,
subscribe.
Why do that? Oh, because
you could be lucky number 300.
One of you already is. By the time this came
Gotta
out,
be.
somebody hit number 300, and we have that's pretty awesome.
I'm gonna go ahead and check live right now. As of filming, we are at 299.
More than 4 million subscribers. Yeah, someone could be lucky number 300. So you're already watching.
If you are,
subscribe.
We'll shout you out down here in the show in the next episode, and we'll know who it is too.
Yeah.
So,
well, Matt will. He'll tell me. I won't.
I'll tell you. We'll know.
Guys, thanks for coming back. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and sharing and telling us your stories and all that. We really appreciate it. We have a ton of fun doing this. We want to keep doing it. We thank all of you for coming. And until next week, the thing you probably needed, it's more important than I think subscribing or liking or commenting. The thing that's most important is, keep it creepy.
Keep it creepy.
This is kind of creepy. Ghost hunters rising